Hey everybody, welcome back to Red Wine and Wit. I am Jody.
I'm Diddy.
You don't need that today, don't you remember?
Oh, it's a twisty.
It's a twisty this week.
Oh, did you get? Okay, good. I'll put it back.
Yeah, put that back. Woohoo! Awesome. So here we are. We are super excited to be back today. And today is the first day of spring. So yay to that. It didn't. Oh, why did it hurt?
Because you gotta be in the box, though.
I was in the box. I just did it.
My hair okay?
Your hair looks good.
My springy? This is about the most spring shirt I could find.
Springy shirt. I put on a nice springy shirt today, too.
I have palm trees.
I even fixed my hair and everything because last week was a disaster. But that's okay because this week is an all new week. Today is the first day of spring, and we are trying a fabulous organic wine. So, yay! Let's see. Is it? Oh, it's not working.
See?
Why is it not working? It's not working. I don't know why it's not working.
See, this is so weird.
It is like... very weird. See, it says that little buttons are there, but it's not working. I don't know why. I've been trying. I tested it before we started, too, and it's still... I don't know. See? I don't know. It's so weird. So, anyways, let's get to it, shall we? First of all, I want to show you guys... this is the bottle we're today testing out. It's Domaine Bousquet. Let me see if I can do that. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Naturally Elegant Wines, Cabernet Sauvignon 2019. Made with organic grapes. What? So that's very exciting. Hey, you know what's missing?
I just figured out.
Something.
Did you just see what I did?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so if you go in here, you click right here. If you stay in the screen, then you can do.
Our comment section is missing, so we need to bring that back.
Bring that up.
Okay, let me see if I can bring that back real quick. Okay.
So, did you guys enjoy that lost hour that we got last week? Not cool. But you know, it's all right. It's what it. You know, now we get longer days, and
I'm excited for the
get more sun.
Yeah, I'm excited to get more sun.
I can run in the daylight instead of the dark when it gets to the end of the day.
Where's my thing at over here? Okay, it's over there, right? No, it's not that one.
Technical difficulties.
There it is. There it is. We got it. And
all
then
right.
here's, I don't know why all the things were missing.
Oh, you got fancy glass out today.
I did. You know why?
You got springtime glasses?
Springtime, yeah. Okay, there's that, and there's that. Okay, cool. So now we got, if you guys want to interact with us live, feel free to do so. If you just drop a little a comment in the little comment box, we will see it live. What? So, yeah, he's talking about their fancy
glasses. Is it
glasses.
in the corner, Jody? You know, like right there.
Oh, no. Underneath the video while it's playing, you can, or actually to the side of the video, there's a little live chat box in the YouTube that you can actually.
But you got your little icon, like right.
That is to subscribe.
There.
That's like this little thing right down. I can't even get in the screen. This little thing right down here is to subscribe to our channel. So if this is your first time here, make sure you do that so you get to join us every week and you'll get notifications. What? So yes. I have the fancy glasses out. Aren't
you know what you should have
awesome?
done? You should have took a picture of the charcuterie tray, and then we would have put that on the screen.
I did. That's
did?
too funny that you say that because it's right there. There's the charcuterie tray. Get out. So there's the fancy charcuterie tray that's sitting right here in front of us. I wanted you guys to see what we had right here in front of us. So there you go. That is what we're using to taste this wine today and do some pairings. What? So there you go. Right. So the fancy glasses. We bought these glasses. Actually, Denny bought these for me in Germany from an antique store like that was at the bazaar on Bays.
Oh, it's a Crystal.
Yeah, these are lead crystal right here. So these are the fancy glasses. And now, Denny, without further ado, please go ahead and uncap that wine.
No. I'm just making sure it works. Okay, you ready? This is what it is. We're going to be opening it up.
Oh, yeah.
The 91. Do you have the picture
I'm the
of this?
James Suckling. Actually,
picture of it?
You know what I do have? I will show you what I have here. This is the little winemaker's notes. Oh, wait. That's the one from last week. Where's the one from this week? There we go.
Now you can...
So look at it. It says, this has attractive fresh leaves and mulberries with gently leafy notes. 2, the palate has a super fresh, supple and concentrated. Shh, it's small. Core of blueberries and plums. So that sounded really exciting to me. Smooth, crisp tannins from organically grown grapes. Drink or hold, which I thought was interesting since it doesn't have a cork. So
next time we probably put that as a full screen. Then we can just read it from there.
Then I can just read it. Yeah, I could do that.
So we
next
just not
time.
put it over our faces and stuff.
Just put it all over. Just cover up the entire screen.
Where's the other one? Where's the picture of this wine? Like, you have a picture of this wine?
I don't think I grabbed the picture of the wine.
We had it from last week, didn't we?
I think it might still be there.
I don't know. Is it this one?
No,
nope.
That's the other one I should have taken off. I think I took them off before I put the new ones on, so I wouldn't do that.
Okay.
And then I forgot to take that one off. Whoops. Whoopsie.
We're just messing around, whatever.
We're just... Okay, so you got to get busy with this wine.
Okay. Twist it off. It's a twisty.
Twisty! I know. We talked about this.
We have to get like a twist something, like some kind of sound effect. I mean, without, It's organic, too.
I'm very excited about coming back to Cabernet Sauvignon.
It smells good out the bottle, so it's pretty good so far.
So far, so good, huh? What does it say, Denny?
The Andes Mountains.
Oh, it's from the Andes Mountains.
This is where where it's organically grown is by the Andes Mountains at 4,000 feet altitude.
Interesting.
A high thermal amplitude. Is that right? Amplitude? Yeah, amplitude contributes.
Yeah.
Obtaining fully ripened grapes with excellent acidity. Acidity?
Acidity.
Okay. 100% with organically produced grapes and freshly clean with berry aromas and flavor. I smelled it when I opened it up.
Did you?
Medium body.
Medium body. I thought this was from Italy. I was wrong. It's actually from
vegan,
Argentina.
Vegan friendly.
Vegan friendly. Yay.
Hello.
Here we go.
Vegan friendly. Well, how is that not vegan friendly? How is wine not vegan friendly anyways?
We should ask our friend Christy that question the next time she gets on with us and say, what makes a wine not vegan?
Because if they're going to say that, I would just,
that would be weird.
I would have an assumption. Don't want to do that.
I know. We don't
that all wines are vegan free, but then again, not all distilleries of liquor is not gluten free.
That's true. I mean, but that's easier to do because that's a plant. But I kind of assume that there's no animal products.
All right, ladies first.
In any wine. Oh yeah! Yay! I'm so excited. Man, it's been a minute since we've had a cab on here, so I'm excited. Oh wow! Look at that.
Yeah.
That's pretty, y'all. Look at how full-bodied that looks. You don't see through that at all. It's like looking through coffee.
Mm-hmm.
I want to smell it.
It smells good. All right.
Oh, it does
smelled it right out
good,
the bottle.
Man.
So, I already knew it.
Okay, so I'm going to have to figure out what's going on with twisties these days. Like, why use a twisty instead of a cork?
You're going to have to do some research on that.
I am.
And you're going to have to find what... I think... You know what I think? Here's what I think. If I was to give my best guess before we go do our tasting, if I was to give my best guess, is I think corks are more for longevity.
It said to hold or drink.
Right, but I'm saying longevity before you open it up. So when it matures.
Yeah, but you just understood what I just said, right?
What?
It said good to drink now or to hold and keep. And so I'm
but
like,
I don't
really?
think they're going for the ages though.
That's what it was saying, is that you can hold it and it will.
All right. Well, what I'm saying, I think the old understanding is when you corked it.
Yeah.
At the time that you bottled that particular year.
Right.
The idea for the reds especially was the fact that you would hold that harvest at the capture, like right there. And and some wines got better over time.
Yeah.
Some don't.
So
we know that whites
know.
don't. They turn to vinegar after a while.
They get better for a minute, but then they just get they fall apart fast.
So that's the only thing I can think of is the reason why twisties are not more prevalent. I think, and maybe there's just you have to look it up.
I will. I'm gonna have to do some research on this.
All right.
All right. You ready to give it a whirl and see what we think?
It's got a good flavor. It's got a good color.
It does.
I mean, it's if you were to think of like red wine. This is like one of the deepest reds we had in a while.
Well, we haven't had a cab in forever. Like
it's one of the deepest reds we've had in a while.
Yeah.
Okay.
Toast.
Dink.
Oh, it sounds so pretty.
Oh.
Oh wow.
It's kind of
has some deeper, richer berry flavors to it, like that blueberry that we just read about.
Yeah,
I can taste that blueberry in there.
It has like a rich taste to it.
It does have a really rich taste to it. It's not sweet like a sweet fruit. It's more like a deep, rich berry. I didn't get that. I'm gonna try that again.
Okay. And when I mean burn, not burn isn't bad. Not like vodka or tequila.
Or like
I mean, you can feel the what would they call it? You can feel the what do you want to say? The not the minerals, but the spices.
Oh, the spices.
You can feel the spices in the back of his throat. Like there's like you taste it and it's like right here. You can feel I can feel right there.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
Well,
not a bad way.
I actually usually drink cabs, so to me, that is like a real comfortable, natural taste and flavor. I really like that. So yeah, it's actually really nice.
And this one is, I'm making sure, it is bottled in Argentina, and it is imported to Miami.
Welcome to Miami.
All right. So, what do you think?
I'm going to start with what I think is going to be best with this.
Meat.
No.
I'm thinking meat.
I'm thinking chocolate. I think chocolate's going to go best.
I'm going to meat ways.
Go with the meat. I'm going to go with a little piece of this dark chocolate. Oh, and I brought this so I could remind you guys what we use when we do the chocolate is this Lent Excellence 85%. Because the really dark, bitter chocolate is the one that you really want to pair with these dark.
Jody's had so much of that chocolate that she's probably she should invest stock. Really.
I really should.
She'd be paying herself. All right.
Wow, that is so good, y'all. So good.
The meat was good.
Was it good?
Mm-hmm. I'm going with the grape now.
Remember when we had the yeah, you like the fancy things? Remember when we had the Ritter Sports, those little chocolates that we used to have? I put 2 different types of olives on our charcuterie tray today. I have Kalamata for me.
Good. It's good. Yeah, it's good. I like it.
Interesting. You got to try it with the chocolate. I'm going to go with the meat now.
It's good.
It's good.
Chocolate's good.
Yeah. That's really good, too. I like the meat. The meat with it is really good.
How much was this anyways?
Oh, yeah. Let me pull out my Costco receipt. And I think I looked this up online, too, when I was looking for information about this wine. We paid $9.99 for this bottle of wine. And that's how much it retails for on other stores online as well. So, there you go. $10 for this bottle of wine. All right, now let's try some of the... Oh, I want to try the cheese. Okay, so Denny, I've got Havarti in the front, cheddar in the middle, and Gouda in the back. I'm going to start with the Gouda in the back because I like the Gouda.
It's going well, most everything.
Oh. A good cab should go with a lot of things.
A good cab.
A good cab. Gouda. Yeah, that's good. That's really good.
What did the cheesemaker say to the winemaker?
I don't know.
We're having a good a time.
Oh my God. Denny, you're cracking me up. Okay, this is what I think is going to be my second favorite thing. Grapes. Just make that up.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I did.
Now I know where Aiden gets that. I really like it with the grapes.
It's dad jokes.
Dad jokes. I think my dad sent me one that I wanted to share with you, and I forgot. It's in my phone. I should look and see what it is. Later. So, what is your take on this wine? It's really good with the grapes. Did you try it with the grapes? I'm going to try it with the strawberry right now.
Well, we can't tell our take. We got to do our vote. That's what.
No, but what do you think about?
I think it's going well with practically anything on this damn thing. So it's good.
Oh, you got to do that. You got to do the strawberries. That was yummy.
I did. And
Oh,
you know
did?
my specialty, right?
Yeah, the chocolate and the strawberry together. He puts them together. All right, I'm going to do that too, just because that looks like a fun thing to do. The strawberries are actually pretty good today. So the batch we had last week was not quite as sweet, kind of bad. Flavor explosion in your mouth.
Mm-hmm. All right, so that brings us to our vote.
Yes, it does, actually.
You want to get another refresh?
I do. Look at that. Look how much I... Okay, so, by the way, these are not red wine glasses. My bad. But today I just wanted to get out the sexy, pretty glasses. They're nice. And when we clink them together, it's really nice. So I want to do that again.
We got to do it the other way, though. We're going to clink it that way. We got to go stem.
Oh, it's so pretty.
All right. I don't know. I say this every week.
Every week you do the same thing. I'm going to do this again because this is my favorite.
You got to get down. See, you can't do it every time we come to the vote.
Sasha, you can't.
So,
I don't know.
Jody, what do we do with, our grading scale? Our grading scale is from 0 to 11. So when we say 0, what do we mean by 0, Jody?
You're going to have to pay me to drink that, or it better be free. That's all I'm saying.
A gift.
Go to the wedding and drink the shitty wine. Yeah, that's a 0.
The wine that people left
1,
behind.
2.
The wine that got left behind.
The extra. The leftovers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what about that 5, Jody?
A 5 is, it's okay. If you have some with a friend or you go out to dinner and you have a bottle of wine and it's okay. Maybe you don't actually go buy it yourself. But if you're like needing a good middle of the road, but like a second bottle or a third bottle of wine, it might be really good for that. It's not going to be your primary that you go to first because see what happens is.
What happened?
See, what happens is you start out with the good bottles of wine and you get a little bit, toasty, a little bit, feeling pretty good. And then you break open the 5s because, at that point you're wasting good wine if you continue to drink the good wine. So just drink the shittier wine and save the good stuff for the next time you start drinking. That's how you should roll, all right? That's how you save money while you get a good buzz on every time.
All right, well, what's a really good wine? What do we rate a really good wine?
Okay, so first of all, we got to get your 7, 8, 9, 10. Those are going to be your really good wines. We've had some really good ones that have been like 8, 9, and 10. And we had one that got a 10 from both of us so far. And that one was a really, really good wine. Like, I will buy that every day of the week. I will pay up to $15, $16, $17, $20 for that bottle of wine because it's really delicious. Right? What? Oh, what? Denny doesn't like to pay $20. Actually, here's a fun fact. All these bottles of wine that we got were I think most of them were under 15. Yeah, $14.99, which is the one that we did from France, which was last week. Was that last week?
No.
It was the week before, right? Okay. So the one that we did from France was probably the most expensive
Spain
one.
last week.
It was Spain last week, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And we did the the Campo Arriba last week, right? So all of these wines were like 12 and under. And then the
I like to sit around like that 12, 13,
the $15
14.
wine was actually the French wine.
Yeah.
So everything we've done in this Costco grouping has been like $15 and less.
Okay.
Which is
so
great.
7, 8, 9. What about that 10?
10.
What makes it 10?
That one's gonna be like, okay, there's a little bit something extra in there. It's fantastic. And it's got just that little extra little push that makes it really, really special. But then there's the unicorn. We believe with all of our hearts that there is a unicorn out there, and we're going to find it eventually. And that's going to be the wine that goes above and beyond everything else, all the expectation. It's cranked up to 11.
I think when we get to 11, it's going to be one of those things where we taste it, we go,
oh my God, let's just go ahead and do our thing right now.
That's where you just like don't have even words. You're just like, oh my gosh. All right, so we're gonna do a vote. We have
voting. Are we voting?
We have our independent.
Not a tally. It's our rating system. We're gonna rate the wine right now. Mm-hmm. So, are you ready for this?
All right, so we got it on. Let me make sure it's there. Okay.
We're gonna do
4.
All right. I'm ready. Are you ready?
All right, we're gonna review. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
3, 2, 1, go!
All right, look at that. Look at that. That's an 8.5 and a 10. Which means that this is actually a really pretty good wine. So it's kind of good.
Denny's second 10 by himself.
By himself. I'm sorry.
I think the last time that I had a 10, you had an 8.
I had a 9.5. So we were really, really close on the Campo Arriba, like to that one being like.
All right, Jody.
All right.
Why did you knock it down to a 8.5?
It's probably more subjective, to be honest with you, because for the flavor, it's a deeper, richer, more less sweet, more tart.
Are you
flavor.
Sure that you're not biased? Because historically, Miss Jody here does not favor a cab.
Oh no!
No, wait. You don't favor a
Merlot
or a Malbec.
I've never had a Malbec.
No, wait. Merlot.
It's the Merlot, yeah. I don't favor Merlots.
All right, so
I love cabs. I absolutely love cabs. I drink cabs all the time.
Well, you drink your famous cab.
My famous favorite Apothic cab. What? I know. It's a cheap-ass wine that tastes delicious.
You didn't bring another wine over here for next week?
No, but I did do this. It's on here, so we'll get there in a minute. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
But anyway, I think this one is good, but it's a little tart. So I prefer it to be a little bit sweeter as opposed to the tart flavor. So I like the sweeter fruit flavors, like the peaches and the pear and the apple and of course the grapes and everything. But I mean, this one is fantastic. I mean, it's still an 8.5 to me, but I prefer it. And like again, this is my own personal preference at this point because there's nothing really wrong with this wine at all. It's really good. It's just my personal preference is to be a little bit sweeter, a little bit fruitier. Doesn't mean I'm not gonna drink it though. So tell me about you, Denny. What is it that you like about this wine so much? I gotta say I'm really surprised because it wasn't so long ago that I couldn't even convince Denny to take a sip of a Cabernet. What? He wouldn't even try it. So I think over time, he's actually been able to appreciate some of the nuance in like a really nice Cabernet. So I'm excited and impressed, and you know,
it just worked.
It just worked.
I mean,
he likes it when they go with all the food.
Yeah, that's my criteria, really.
I know. Goes with all the food. I mean,
you got to think of me as like on psych.
Oh, the super sipper.
You got to think of me as him. Food. Loves food.
Don't they both love food?
And when it works, no, he really loves food. The Guster.
Mm-hmm.
The Guster always goes for food.
He always goes
he
for the
gets
food
suckered
tray. That's
for
true.
food every single time. That's why
It doesn't even matter.
That's why he would get suckered in every time he goes to do something.
I know. He did. He'd be like, "Oh, there's a food tray over there. I'm gonna go check that out."
So he gets in a lot of trouble too. But the thing is that my criteria is that it just needs to work overall for me. You know, I guess because I'm sort of an active drinker.
Yeah.
So when it comes to me, I like to be in activity other than talking. That's just me.
What?
Yeah. Jody's that.
What?
She's a social talker, drinker. Me, I'm not the guy who sits on the bar stool and wants to talk all night.
No, but you've done it with me, and I love that you've done it with me.
Right now. Me, I'm an old school cat. Well, an old clubbing cat. You can't tell with this beard because I really look different with a beard. But I'm always one that likes, if I'm going to be doing any kind of drinking, it's going to be some dancing. It's going to be some eating. It's going to be something active that I like doing. And that's why I like this wine, is because it works in an activity. Because when Jody's over here doing all the conversation, that's what she would do, I will be over here going like this. I'll be thinking, no, I'll be doing this. I'm eating. You know, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to eat. If not, I'm going to go dance.
That's very true, actually. That is actually exactly how you act when we go
my
out.
criteria is based around what I like.
So it's subjective to you as well. You know what the great thing about this is we both like the wine. But the great thing about this is that we both have different reasons why we like the different aspects of the wine, which is awesome because that's the entire point of this entire thing that we're doing. Because for too long, wine was an elitist sport, and nobody that was not cultured and had plenty of money.
Wait, you got to tell the story.
What story?
You got to tell the story.
What story is that?
The story about, you just brought up elitist. Yeah. She just read an article, she told me the other day, about how they done the wine of, well, you got it from like Christie or something, right? Didn't you say Christie said it?
No. I read it in the New Yorker, I think.
It was about like the
Franzia.
Well, Franzia, but not that one.
Fred
it's called
Franzia.
The one wine. It's at the store.
Trader Joe's?
Trader Joe.
The $2 Chuck?
$2 Chuck.
It's the story about how $2 Chuck became like this huge hit for Trader Joe's and for the winemaker who makes it. And if I tell you who that is.
And to tie in what she was saying about being elitist.
Yeah, true. Because the guy who did that, the guy who created the $2 Chuck thing, the whole Trader Joe's phenomenon, because this wine has been around for a minute or two, right? It's been around for a while. And if you say $2 Chuck to anybody, they're going to know that you're talking about this particular wine that you get at Trader Joe's. The funny thing about that is the guy who actually, it's named after, his name is Charles something or other. And now I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but his name is Charles. So the wine is called Charles something, like Cabernet or whatever it is. And
but you got to get to the point where he bought up the famous wines that were, it was the big bubble.
He was actually a guy who had a winery back in the late 80s, early 90s, I believe. And he was like a Harvard graduate, and he knew a whole lot about wines. He studied wine with sommeliers and all the things. His wines won awards. It was a really great winery. But there was a wine bubble. I didn't even know that there was a wine bubble at this point in history.
Were all these famous wines you know of, these
they all
big
like
time,
went belly up, right? So
big names.
Fred Franzia, you may know.
What was a couple of those names?
Oh,
Mondavi?
No, not Mondavi. He's still around. But there's a couple. He's friends with Robert Mondavi.
Right, okay.
The Mondavi family. But Fred Franzia is the guy who was the business guy. And he said wine should not be just for people with money.
And they were overinflating the prices.
They are overinflating the prices of the wines. And they started to lose money when I think there was some kind of a recession. I can't remember exactly the timeline. But there was a little bit of a recession. And people who had money stopped spending so much money on wine. And that caused these wineries to kind of start to flounder a little bit. And so they ended up selling, and he ended up buying up a bunch of wineries and the names. So the thing about the $2 Chuck.
Well, you were telling me what was so funny about it is that the biggest thing that he said about it was that I can't understand.
Wait, I haven't gotten to that part yet. That's the end.
Okay.
That's the end.
Well, I'm talking about
Wait.
the taste of the wine. Like, you can't understand how.
Right, that's the end. That's the total end. So what he ended up doing is buying up all these wines so that he could use the names. So the person's name that's on the $2 Chuck, Charles, whatever his name is, who was like a famous sommelier and a famous winemaker who won a lot of awards for his wine, he ended up he's not even in wine anymore, by the way. So Fred Franzia bought the rights to use the name and put it all over these wines, and it was dubbed $2 Chuck by some employee on an internet
Good
thing.
wine.
I know. It's freaking good wine for like, what was it, $1.99 a bottle?
$5.
It's real. No, it's $2.
Okay.
$2 a bottle, right? So what Fred Franzia did is he changed the entire industry and made good wines available to regular people. And that was his whole purpose. He said, these winemakers who are elitist, they've got it wrong, and we should make wine that's good available to everyone. And I totally agree with that. The thing that he's about, he thumbed his nose to all of the winemakers and said, "Take that, Sonoma Valley, whatever. I got this." And he ended up being completely right. He basically bet on the short of the wine industry during that time. And the thing that Denny was talking about is at the end of the day when they interviewed him, he said, "Listen, if you can actually tell me why this $80 bottle of wine is better than this $2 bottle of wine that I've got, then, I don't see what's the point,
What
right?
makes that $80?
What makes that $80 bottle of wine better than my $2 bottle of wine? I don't.
Is it like the Golden Grape?
It's all about marketing and name, I think.
And when we were in Germany, I was telling her, I said, we were in Germany, there's things that we understand about like wines, right?
Yeah.
Like, for example, when they have the ice wine. Okay, got it. That is a particular time that you had to get the grapes for that. And it's a particular grape. And it's the reason why
it's the way it's harvested.
It's the rareness of that drives the price.
That makes that one a little bit more expensive.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely makes sense.
I mean, if you think about processing, you think about capturing, all that, right? That makes sense. And people will pay for that.
Yes.
But when it's like, I don't know.
Just a regular Cabernet Sauvignon.
Just because you put a fancy label on it.
And a fancy name.
And a name on it. And
that's won awards.
That makes it the better wine.
Well, I mean, if it wins awards, that's great.
And
however, does that make it like worth $100?
And I'm not going to downplay the work. Okay, believe me, I'm not one who could do that. I know it takes a lot to make a winery, and it takes years to make maturity of that. I get that.
And it takes a lot of skill to actually make good wine.
It's all about the soil. It's all about the elevation. It's all that, right? It's all this combination.
All the things.
I get it.
Yeah.
But I did get the fact that sometimes
it's a little
there's greed involved.
Well, it's not just greed. I think
they
really
overprice it.
But I think what they were doing was they were excluding. Yeah, exactly. They were excluding people just with the pricing, which is really a shitty thing to do. Why would you do that? And you're making your market, by the way, so much smaller. So if anything ever happens to your market, well, you're kind of screwed. And that's what happened. And Fred Franzia seized on that opportunity and said, I know what to do. I'm going to make it available to everyman. So he's the everyman's winemaker. He's obviously the guy who has the Franzia in a box, which I ain't going to lie, I've had lots of that. It's pretty decent. I ain't going to say it's shit. It's not great, but it comes with a spout and a spigot, and I like that.
I think when you know you're getting a box of wine, you're getting a box of wine.
You get a box of wine. However, I will tell you what they used to do, and I don't know if they still do it or not, but what he said he would do is take like wines that were overstock. So sometimes those wines in the box were actually really good wines that they couldn't sell. What?
All right, so we're at 34 minutes.
Damn, we talk a lot sometimes whenever we get going.
So what's happening for the next one, Jody?
Oh, next week is going to be really, really exciting and interesting, and I hope that you guys feel the same way that I do. I'm a huge fan of Mr. Dave Matthews, and so next week we're doing this one, That is Dave Matthews. The Dreaming Tree Winery is the name of his winery. I don't know if you guys knew that he owned a winery, but he does. And it's called Dreaming Tree. And the next week we're going to be doing Crush. And I can't
Well, we
wait.
were excited about it because when we went to the Dave Matthews concert, those glasses of wine cost just about as much as the bottle of the wine.
Actually, I think it costs more than this bottle of this wine. Because this one that we bought, because we bought this one at Costco too, was only $12, $11.99.
Well, it wasn't more.
It was
but
$16 a glass.
It was $16 a glass?
Yeah, it was $16 a glass. That's why I only had 2. That's a lot of wine. I mean, that's a lot of money for a little bit of wine.
And let me just say, she
because
didn't have just one.
Just 2. Just 2. So next week, I'm going to be doing the Crush, which I have not had yet. That's not the one that I actually had at the show. I think
Yeah.
it was the
I thought you had I don't know what you had.
Pinot. I think it was the Pinot.
I don't know what you had, but
I don't know.
you said you had to have it, and you had twice.
I did. It was Dave Matthews Band.
$32 for 2 glasses.
We were at the Dave Matthews Band show, and I had to have Dave Matthews wine. It was imperative. Super, super important.
I must love her.
You must love me. Look at that. I put that back on there. That was fun. So anyways, listen, you guys, thanks for joining us this week, by the way. And if you liked this show and you like this content, don't forget to click this little bad boy down here in the corner to subscribe. I don't know what he's doing. Are you trying to point at it now? Look at you. You're doing a good job. Doing a great job. Look at that. So subscribe to our channel. You'll get notifications when we do this. We do this every Saturday at 5:30 Central Time. So join us next week. And if you have ideas for wines that you would like us to try, please drop those down in the comments below.
We have things coming.
We do.
So we're still waiting on Matt's wine.
Oh, yeah. Matt's sending us some wine
So
to
that's
do
coming.
from Aldi.
But we
I can't
also
wait.
bought some more I got
We did.
from the
BX, the Shopette.
So we're going to do it to the Shopette
Classics.
series. We're
Yeah,
going to the
we're gonna do
Shopette
Shopette
series. That's coming up next. And then we also have a Groupon one that we're doing.
I'm so
We just gave him an
excited.
email, and I was like, okay. Now I don't know what's going on. I paid $51 for it.
For a whole box of
It was
wine.
supposed to be like it didn't include shipping, and it didn't like add shipping. So I have no idea whether it's arriving or not. We'll see. I might just donate $51. Who knows?
You might have.
So we'll see what happens.
But that's going to be a whole new
But it's
series,
like
too.
$15, 15 wines, 15 spring wines is
15
what it
spring
said.
wines.
Red wines, by the way.
Which I'm excited
So if
about.
they arrive and I didn't donate to the
Whoever.
cause of whatever,
The Groupon gods.
then we will have more wine with that.
So we got lots of wine coming up. So make sure to tune in next week and every week after that. 5:30 on Saturdays, Central Time. And other than that, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we will see you guys next week. Bye.